This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Police are investigating a brazen ramraid at Northgate Shopping Centre just after 2 this morning. They say a stolen grey Nissan Pulsar was reversed at speed into the doors of the shopping complex, where the offender forced entry into the BWS, stole around 20 bottles of spirits and then fled the scene.
At this stage we're looking for, it appears to be a male, probably around 6 foot in height. He was wearing a dark coloured jumper, probably grey or black, a pair of blue jeans. And as I said, the investigations will continue and we'll be looking at a number of people.
The stolen vehicle was recovered in Glenorchy this afternoon. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. The state government is yet to cement its poker machine policy, with uncertainty over who should own the machines after the federal group's monopoly expires. A tender process will determine who will get access to the new licence, but the Treasurer says it's a process needing further refinement.
The Marcus Hotel in West Hobart is heavily reliant on poker machine revenue. Owner Jason Atkins says without the cash flow, he'd lose up to 5 staff instantly.
Margins drop each year, costs increase every year. I haven't increased my beer prices for 2.5 years now, just to try and keep competitive in the marketplace.
But in the emerging tourist town of Bothwell, the Castle Hotel operates with no gaming options, also one of the town's largest employers.
We've never had them and really never wanted them. And it's not just me as a publican, it's really the town doesn't want them, as from the feedback I've got either.
It's the threat of job losses peddling a push to keep poker machines in venues. The state government today revealing it's still seeking advice on what a new gaming licence would look like. Set to end the federal group's current monopoly ownership over the machines rented out to venues until 2023. It's a stark policy revelation following months of pressure on the opposition.
We always said that we would refine our policy based on the findings of that inquiry. We've been working through that, taking advice, and we'll have more to say about the finer detail moving forward.
I'd encourage the government to have a mature discussion about whether or not poker machines should be in our communities, and ask themselves, if they had their time again, would they put them into pubs and clubs in our communities?
Well, the Greens are very surprised to hear that at this late date, the Liberals are proposing a new policy on the pokies.
The government plans to have the licence for the machines go to tender, today unwilling to say if that licence will be a single operator or venue owned.
That is a tender that will be put to the market for the market post 2023. We want to ensure that we get that right, but we'll have more to say on that in the new year.
A message the government so heavily criticised the opposition for over the past month. Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
Staff from a Hobart nursing home walked off the job today in an unprecedented protest over pay and conditions. Southern Cross Care Tasmania won't budge on its proposal to unions, with further industrial action threatened.
Walking off the morning shift in unprecedented industrial action. Staff at Southern Cross Care frustrated following a negotiation breakdown. Unions were calling for a 4% pay rise for members, but were offered 2.5% in July. An offer accepted on the condition it was backpaid to January, with the owed money still in limbo.
We've been chasing that for over 6 months now, and it's nearly Christmas. A lot of people are needing their money, and we really want the fair pay to happen.
No, there's no back pay from the 1st of January to the 30th of June this year, so there's no component. It's impossible to provide that back pay to them.
The company also offering workers a further 2.25% rise in January 2018 and 2019. Staff say they deserve more. Today's action hoping to prompt the board to reconsider.
Aged care deserves a lot more respect, and the workers need to have that pay and be respected.
Certainly the aged care sector needs to be better valued and respected.
But it's the company's final offer, claiming it's fair, reasonable and responsible.
The offer was made known it was our final offer. We've gone to the edge of the cliff and we can't go any further, unfortunately.
Further action is being threatened as residents expect to be unaffected. Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
3-month police blitz will sweep Tasmania's south in an attempt to address rising crime rates. Operation Saturation is targeting key crime areas with a specialised task force focusing on reoffending criminals.
Move across borders. They are nomadic in their hunting and gathering. They'll commit crime anywhere. So we have identified them, we will focus on them and we'll hold them to account.
The community is also urged to help curb crime by protecting their homes and belongings from opportunistic thieves. Tasmanian motorists are being encouraged to fill up petrol tanks straight away if they see fuel for less than $1.40 a litre. The RACT says an increasing wholesale price is expected to push retail costs close to $1.50 per litre over the Christmas break.
Certainly on the eastern shore, there do seem to be some pockets where the price is just under the $1.40 mark. Use the Gas Buddy app just ahead of your buy decision to determine where you can get the best possible price, and that applies all the time, not just now ahead of Christmas, but at any time. It's a good way of making sure you get the best possible price you can.
Motorists are also being urged to make sure vehicles are ready for long trips, that tyres are in good condition and that lights work. Plans to design the country's first ever dementia village are one step closer. Melbourne-based architecture firm Thomson Adset has been selected to design the project in Glenorchy. The $25 million complex is set to become home to people living with dementia and include a supermarket, cinema, cafe, beauty salon and gardens. The village will cater for 90 residents and is expected to be finished by 2019. The Red Cross is desperately urging Tasmanians to roll up their sleeves as it braces for a critical drop in life-saving blood donations. More than 300 donations are needed across the state to avoid a shortage this festive season.
Douglas Barker is happiest when giving blood, even after 15 years.
Whoever's received my plasma or blood, I hope it's done them the world of good, and they can see a bright future for themselves.
It's a cause close to his heart after losing his brother who needed a blood transfusion many years ago.
Giving an hour of your time, doesn't matter who you are in the world. It could be your own immediate family or someone very close to you that needs the blood transfusion or at some time or other.
The loss has been a real eye-opener for him, and he encourages others to do more.
You know that in your heart, giving blood or plasma, you're helping someone to save life. I reckon it's the best Christmas gift ever, you know. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are.
The Blood Service has today launched its Christmas and New Year Blood Blitz, urging Tasmanians to give this season.
Right now there are patients in hospital. It could be cancer patients, it could be women experiencing complications during childbirth, or even road trauma victims, which we always hear about this time of year. They need your blood and we need your help to make sure that the blood is there for them.
Currently, the Red Cross needs around 300 Tasmanians to make a blood donation. This will help prevent a blood shortage. The shelf life of blood lasts only 5 days, meaning a constant flow of donors is needed year-round. Rita Risk, Southern Cross News.
While there were no gowns or fancy scrolls, 5 guide dogs put their best paw forward at today's graduation ceremony in Launceston. The Labradors have officially completed their formal training and are now ready to be an extra set of eyes.
There's an unbreakable bond between these two.
My world. That's probably the best way of putting it.
Edward Cartwright is visually impaired and says his guide dog Izzy has given him a new outlook on life. They were paired together in April and have been a team since.
She's built my self-confidence. She's removed a lot of social isolation that comes with blindness. We've got a lot more freedom than I would have had without her. We talk to more people than I used to.
5 guide dogs have today graduated after intense training with their puppy raisers. They are now ready to be someone's pair of eyes. Monica Lockley has raised 5 guide dog puppies so far.
It's hugely rewarding when you actually see the other side of it as well, and you get the clients here today with the dogs and they're so grateful for what we've done, and it changes their lives, and you know that it changes their lives, so it's just fabulous.
Puppy raiser's role is mainly socialisation, so it's spending time with the dog, taking it to shopping centres, taking it onto buses, teaching it right from wrong, teaching it basic obedience and guiding it through those early years as a pup.
It costs more than $35,000 to train a guide dog before it can be placed with a client. There are now 18 working guide dogs in Tasmania. Rita Risk, Southern Cross News.
Smokers wanting to butt out can now do so with the help of a new games-based app called Quitter. The app aims to provide smokers with a fun way to quit using games which reward them for their engagement. It includes behavioural support content and personalised statistics. The app is being trialled by the University of Tasmania and is available for free on Google Play and the iTunes Store. Now look at the day's other business and finance news with thanks to Tasplan, your local super fund. The Australian share market has hit a fresh decade high thanks to strong commodity prices and positive leads from overseas markets. The ASX 200 index has risen by 32.9 points. And a short time ago, the Australian dollar was trading at 76.69 US cents and 109.53 New Zealand cents.
Brisbane coach Chris Fagan says his side is in a better position now than this time last year, especially with Luke Hodge joining the ranks. The Lions are in the state, escaping the heat for a pre-season camp. You couldn't wipe the smile off Chris Fagan's face, hosting pre-season on his home soil.
One of the big things you've got to manage over the course of a football season is energy, and I think the week out from the heat is good for us.
After shedding his Hawks heritage, Luke Hodge has a new mountain to climb. He was part of a great Hawthorn dynasty. Now he's in one of the league's youngest clubs. But the coach can already see his trademark leadership on the track.
I always felt during the year that we needed a player that out on the field that could help organise on the ground, coach on the ground, because we're so young.
We need to keep squeezing up. Dimmer's gone back to get bets. We left a big gap. Keep squeezing, pushing us up.
Hodge will go toe-to-toe with his old side at UTAS Stadium in July. Tasmanian Mitch Robinson also hopes to be there.
I've got plenty of Tassie tattoos on me, so it's I don't shy away from that fact.
The tough 28-year-old missed most of 2017 with a foot fracture. He started pre-season early to make up for it.
I've got a good little forward line going, pretty zippy, so I'm trying to hold my spot in there.
The Lions will spend the rest of the week in the state, while another trip next year is already on the cards, maybe with a session to where Chris Fagan first cut his teeth.
The gravel in Queenstown, well, it's okay if it rains, very good surface if it rains, not good if you fall on it. Good place to learn to keep your feet.
New Hobart Hurricanes import Jofra Archer says he's relieved to have a wicket under his belt in purple colours. Archer claimed a crucial scalp during the Canes' win over the Melbourne Stars in Friday's pre-season clash. The Barbadian made his first-class debut in English county cricket last year.
I never thought I'd be playing in the Big Bash. I've watched it maybe the last 4 years now.
The team trained today ahead of their season opener on Thursday against the Renegades.
Good evening. I'd like to thank some of our viewers for our weather ties this week, and a resident of Bridport shouted me this one this evening. Didn't get his name, isn't that rude of us? Hobart 30 today, Launceston 27, Burnie 21 and Devonport 25. Strawn back on top of the list with 32 today, just shading King Island's 31. Temperatures up to 12 degrees above average as those things warmed up late this afternoon. Ouse 30, Grove 29, Campania 28, Flinders Island and Fingal 25 today, Lowhead 22, Wynyard, St Helens, Friendly Beaches and Lyoweeney all 21. Now, a mid to high level cloud band extends from our region through central Australia. There are bright thunderstorms over central parts and also northeast New South Wales. Now, there's that cloud that brought a few early showers today to a couple of areas, and that is part of a band that pushed down to a low to our southwest. Tomorrow, a trough runs from our east coast northwards through Victoria. A high establishes over southern WA with troughs dominant over the mainland. West to northwesterly winds at 20 to 30 knots, reaching 35 knots over the south, and then a more westerly stream will develop. Swells on the rise too, up to 5 metres in western and southern waters. Gale warning for waters between Tasman Island and Sandy Cape. A strong wind warning for remaining coastal waters. A small craft wind alert for the lakes. Hobart, a windy, partly cloudy day tomorrow. 21 degrees, 20 the top for Geeston, a shower or two, and 19 for Bothwell. Launceston, possible shower, windy, 23, 21 for Devonport. Cressy, a high of 22 degrees and partly cloudy. A morning shower for Burnie, the wind's getting up, and 21 in the afternoon. 19 for Strawn and Curry with a similar forecast. Windy, but mostly sunny for St Helens, 24, 24 for Swansea and 23 for Orford. UV very high over the south, the west and the northwest, and extreme for the north and east. On Thursday, fine apart from showers over the west and far south. Showers in the west on Friday and maybe a shower later over the south and far north, otherwise fine. And on Saturday, showers in the west extending throughout during the day. But by Christmas Day, we'll again see the sun with fine partly cloudy weather forecast. Temperatures in the low to mid-20s for Christmas Day. Just the chance of a shower for Strawn, and at this stage Hobart expecting 20 and Launceston 25. Further north and a sunny 29 in Perth tomorrow, a shower clearing from Adelaide but developing over Melbourne. A hot day for Sydney, a possible storm there, and mostly sunny for Brisbane. And as we look at the current temperatures, I found a little knob that does this, Rachel. Partly cloudy in Hobart at the moment. It's 25 in Launceston and 21 right now in Devonport. I'm that close to bursting into song, but we're out of time.
What a shame. I love the Christmas spirit. Thank you for that, Murph. That's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Good night.